Hey everybody, Logan here. 8BitDo finally did it after people asking and asking and asking and asking. Why don't we have a wireless Xbox Series X controller? We've got all these wired ones, wireless for the Switch and wireless for the PC. Why not Xbox? Well, here we go. The only thing is, it's an Ultimate 3 mode, which means it's not an Ultimate 2. It's missing some of the features that, well, we all wanted to see carried over from the Ultimate 2 from the Switch and the PC to the Xbox. Well, that isn't the case, but we did get an Ultimate 3 wireless in the rare 40th anniversary colorway. Looks pretty nice. And it wasn't what I was expecting. I did a video a couple days ago covering what it could be. Well, that wasn't it, but hey, at least it's not just plain black or white, right? We got something fun. Let's open it, let's unbox it, let's take a look, and let's test it and see if it's any good. Here we go, the 8BitDo Ultimate 3 Mode controller for Xbox, 2.4 gigahertz wireless for Xbox. It includes 1 month of Game Pass Ultimate, is designed for Xbox. Well, that's rare. Yes, it is. It's funny to see 8BitDo put out an officially licensed controller for the rare 40th anniversary, but we didn't see Microsoft do it. We saw them put out the Doom one, we saw them put out Forza, we see them put out all these special editions, but not one for rare. It's very interesting that they decided to license it out to 8BitDo. But hey, it's wireless. Everybody was hoping for the Ultimate 2 version of it, but no, we got the Ultimate 3 mode. Not sure why they did it, but hey. So we are missing mechanical buttons and TMR sticks. Yeah, I know. So let's take a look at the rest of the box. First and foremost, Xbox, designed for Xbox Series XS, Xbox One, Windows 10 and 11, Android, and iOS. Now the thing is, when you're using it on mobile, that's included in the 3 mode, but right here it says Android 9.0 and above, iOS 18.2, iPad OS 18. It's all right there. I'm not going to test it on Apple. I don't own anything Apple. I never will. Sorry, just don't ask me questions about Apple products. People do, and I'm like, I'm an Android user. I'm a Windows user. That's what I am when it comes to, like, my phone is a Samsung S24 Ultra. I can't use Apple. It's just, no thank you. So, alrighty, here on the side it says Legends born in 1985. Well, real legends who are legendary were born 2 years before. From pixels to polygons, primates to pirates, decades of joyful worlds are waiting for you. Pick up your controller and get ready for your next adventure. 40 years of rare. It's funny that they reference Donkey Kong, but they really can't say anything about Donkey Kong because, well, it's Nintendo. Now let's take a look at the back. It says 8BitDo Ultimate has mapping sticks, which are Hall effect, triggers, and vibration. 2.4 gigahertz wireless and wired for Xbox and PC, Bluetooth for mobile. Hall effect triggers and joysticks, 2 Pro back paddle buttons, flappy paddles, 3.5 millimeter audio jack, charging dock, impulse trigger and vibration, tactile bumpers, and D-pad, custom profile switch, officially licensed by Xbox. Now, one thing I will recommend is download their app on Xbox so you can make sure it's updated as well as do all the mapping and all that other fun stuff. Okay, with all that out of the way, let's unbox this. Alrighty, there we go. That is nice. That's a really nice paint job. Nice texture, very smooth. It's not one of those where you can actually feel the paint on the surface, so that is really nice. You've got Sea of Thieves. You got the Banjo-Kazooie with the jiggies, and then I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. What is that supposed to be? What game looked like that? I'm not thinking Grab by the Ghoulies. Cameo? Not sure. But really, it looks like they only have two distinct. That's Sea of Thieves, the logo, because Microsoft owns it. And Banjo-Kazooie, of course, but not Donkey Kong. Now, if we look at the back, whoop, almost dropped that. You've got smooth textured. Like, you can see that there's a texture, but it's really smooth. The flappy paddles are yellow. Triggers are yellow. No trigger locks. So you've got no trigger locks, only one set of programmable flappy paddles, no claw buttons. You're missing a lot here. And this is the same thing I said about the Jade one that I recently covered. And it just feels outdated. But here, if you look on the back, you can see you can go between 2.4 USB and Bluetooth, and then it shows you the different systems at the top. So we want Xbox, so we'll put it in the middle because that's what we're going to test it on. Nice sticks. Anti-friction rings, feels beautiful. D-pad is super smooth, super soft. It almost feels metallic. I'm not sure if the D-pad is metal. Yeah, D-pad's metal. That is nice. Because it was cold to the touch. That's a really beautiful D-pad. Face buttons are nice. Clicky shoulder buttons. It's a nice controller, and I love the fact that it comes with two stick caps. You got the jiggy puzzle piece, and then you've got the skull. So that is really, really nice. I do like that. And the USB right there. So you can plug this into the console. Let me see if it's a Type-C. No, it's a regular, it's Type-A. So you can plug this into the console, which is what I would suggest, and then just dock it, and then it acts as a pass-through, and you'll also be able to charge it. So that's a good thing. Now, with that out of the way, all the unboxing said and done, and my first impressions, looks nice, feels nice. I'm sure it performs exactly like the 3 mode, but we got to test it. Okay, so we're on game Padla. This actually isn't how I wanted to test it. I wanted to test the controller using controllertest.org, but it's still not working. There's something wrong. It's still, as soon as I plug in the controller and press a button, the screen goes black and said there's an issue on the on its back end. Don't know what it is. If any of you guys have been using the website, let me know. Until then, at least Game Padla, trusty old Game Padla, has stats for the 8BitDo Ultimate 3 mode controller for Xbox. Now, whether you buy this one or the original black or white or the Jade, the numbers are all going to be the same. So let's go over these numbers. And now this has been user verified, and as you can see, Android, iOS, Linux, PC, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, XS. Now with Linux, I can't verify that. I've never used anything on Linux. I don't even know anybody that runs Linux. So I think SteamOS is Linux. So if you have that on a Steam Deck, I guess that's where that comes in, but not officially sure on that one. Now interface is Bluetooth cable and dongle. Price range, well, this one is a bit more expensive. This one is the special edition, and it's a whopping $90. So let's go down and look at some of the hard numbers here. So if you're looking at stick latency and button latency, let's do the stick latency first. Your average is not too shabby. Whenever you see in a green, that's going to be solid. Yellow is okay. So honestly, I really don't recommend using these things in Bluetooth. They're really designed for, unless you're using the Switch version, but then I still recommend using the dongle. I've gotten much better performance out of most of 8BitDo's controllers via dongle or wired, but that's been me. So if you look up here, you got a 19.45 average latency with 11.17 average latency on cable. So minimum is still pretty high, not terrible, but still pretty high. But latency, significantly better. All in green. We got the 16 here, which is again Bluetooth. And if we go back up to dongle right here, it's 14.51 and cable is 7.01. Your performance is significantly higher if you're using cable, so keep that in mind. Now with the Xbox, I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same with the dongle, because from my understanding, nothing on the inside has changed. So here you're still getting 250 hertz. Here you're getting just around 200. Here, same thing, just shy of 250, and they're just shy of 200. So with the Xbox, you can get up to 250 hertz. So that's always a good thing. Keep that in mind. Now, if we're going down here, everything here seems to be solid. Circle error is a little high, and stick centering could be off from time to time, but that is not much from what I'm seeing. Again, this is results may vary. This is just a compilation of quite a few people. Does it say how many? This came from one verified user, but we have 6 different comparisons there. Again, take this with a grain of salt, just because results will vary depending on the person. This is just something so you get an idea of the performance. Again, I wish the site was up, but otherwise that's all I have at the moment. And this down here just goes explain it. I went over all this in my Jade controller and some of the other controllers as well. Let's go look at what we have here. It says D-pad buttons mechanical, main button type membrane, sticks Hall, meaning Hall effect, because there's also TMR, and then ALPS, but none of these still use ALPS anymore. Audio port, yes. Button layout, Xbox, asymmetric. You got 2 flappy paddles, no gyro, no NFC, no switch wake up, doesn't need any of those. Trigger vibration and trigger pressing analog. So you've got pretty much all the features you want in a standard Xbox controller, just like I mentioned in the unboxing portion. So this is very similar to a lot of the other 8BitDo Ultimate offerings. Now the Ultimate 2 is significantly stronger in terms of its statistics, but again, you're looking at a higher set of parts, a much more advanced set of parts, and I wish they had really brought the Ultimate 2 to the Xbox instead of just giving it the Ultimate 3 mode. But hey, at least it's wireless, so let's see how it feels in a game, because that's all else we can do right now. Okay, so one thing I'm going to tell you right away, it's a little misleading, so make sure you pay attention to either this video or the instructions. When you're playing it on the Xbox, I have this plugged into my Series S. I actually have the dongle plugged into the charge base and then the charge base plugged into the console. Now, look at the back. I don't know how well you can see that there. You're going to have to put it on PC, 2.4 gigahertz, because that's what you're using technically is the dongle, not the Xbox input. And Xbox input would be wired. Yes, you're going to get better performance wired, according to Gamepadla. That feels great. That feels fantastic. And as you can see, I added the stick caps to it. They look nice, but I don't know how I like the way they feel. I don't know, I'm not a big fan of that texture. Now, how many times have I done that in the last few videos where I'm pointing dead at him? Look, right in the crosshair, right? Right? Everything else hits him. Dead center. Let's see if I aim at this dude. Alright, okay. Let's back up right about the same, right? Okay. Now... Oh, see, that hit him. I don't know. It's to the left. You know what? I should know these things. I played this game long enough. Feels fantastic. Now, I know people are going to ask me quite a bit, and I can't answer in this video just yet. People are going to ask me, should they get this or should they get the G7 Pro, the tri-mode? G7 Pro wireless remains to be seen. As of right now, I do like the fact that this is wireless. I really do. I love the way it feels. It feels just like any solid 8BitDo controller would. I love the D-pad. I think this is a D-pad at its peak. This is a perfect D-pad, and I like the fact that it's actually metal. Like, I was surprised. I had to do the metal test, and wow. I wish it had TMR sticks. I wish it had the mappable trigger buttons, the claw buttons, but it doesn't. It just simply doesn't. It does have a nice colorway. I do like the fact that it's more blue than yellow. A lot of companies have been using blue and yellow lately, but you know what? I do like the way it looks. I like the way it feels in the hand. It feels actually a bit heavier than the Jade one. It's good quality. It's great quality, and it feels great in the hand, and it performs well. And even the numbers say that it performs well. So I have been using the G7 Pro for around 2 weeks and some change. The white one, I just got the red one in. It is the last video I did before this one, and I think it's a great controller. I will be using this instead, just because I have to do a comparison, and then I will basically tell you which one that, in my opinion, is the better one. In my opinion. Of course, I got to make that clear. In my opinion. Right now, the G7 Pro is top tier. It is definitely top tier controller for the Xbox. And well, I'm really liking the fact that this one's wireless. And it's got a significantly better D-pad than the first party Xbox Series S circled clacky D-pad. I like the fact that it's got Hall effect sticks, Hall effect triggers. It's a better built controller. It is just a much better controller all around. Yeah, it uses the dongle, but so. Some of the best wireless third-party controllers like the PowerA, which I love, use the dongles. So, there you go. Thank you guys so much for watching. Drop any questions you have in the comment section below. Again, I'm going to be using this until whatever new Xbox controller comes out. And then I will follow up with a comparison video of this and the G7 Pro. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video. God bless each and every one of you. And like we always say, be legendary. Thanks again.